Welcome, everybody. This will be the first video in subsequent videos of a tier list of movies, games, any topic that I decide to make a tier list for. And today we're going to do the Hitman trilogy. So, Hitman 1, 2016, Hitman 2, Hitman 3, that bunch of Hitman games in their levels. And what I'm going for here is difficulty, replayability, fun factor, kind of all culminated into one. And that's going to be the categories you see here, which we have Silent Assassin being the top, Trapsmith being nearly there, but not quite. A job done okay means it's a level that's I. Spotted means it's just it had elements there, but didn't didn't really fit. And Dead 47 is just levels that are terrible. Okay. So I'm gonna try and do this in order. The pictures are always small, so I have to really look at them here. I'm gonna try and do them in order here. So I'm trying to get the um okay, maybe not in order. Okay. Where is the ICA facility? Because I want to get that first. Um, wow, I'm gonna have to look at this. I hate when they make the picture so small. Let's open this up here. So we have apologies, there was okay, so that's Bolton after Island of Seagull. Do 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 do. So it's that one. Where are you? So I think that's Berlin. Oh, for I think that's it. All right, screw it. Instead of wasting time, I'm just gonna go in the order they're in. God forbid, because these are small. All right, Whittleton Creek. So that mission is the one where and I'm talking like main missions here, where you have to take out the realtor guy and the old man who's on a breathing machine. He's connected with the uh, the agency that's the bad guys, pretty much. This is like the little suburban little area with the houses and everything. Hmm. I'll put that. It's a tough one. Actually, we're gonna put that in Silent Assassin. The reason that I put it in Silent Assassin, I think, is I love how there's like basements that you can go into that I believe one connects to another house, and then there's like these secret areas that you can find. Eventually, you have to find clues and stuff for progression of the storyline. When you make it, and if you do mind contracts, where you make your own contracts, it's a really neat level to do that, where you can like pick out people and who you want to take out and how. There's so many different areas and things that you can do. Um, For instance, like with the old man target in the main mission, you could blow him up by plugging holes in the gopher holes and shoving a bomb down the one, and then he walks over and you blow him up. You can pretty much poison an entire household, either lethal or non-lethal, if you're dressed up like the exterminator. Um, there's like the garbage truck there where you can like somehow you can push someone in the garbage truck and take them down that way. So there's lots of m- meaningful areas that you can take targets out in level. For difficulty, I'd say it's probably half and half. It really will depend on what you're going for. If you're going for Silent Assassin, it can be a little tough because the one target's in the house most of the time. Although the last time I played him, he did walk around with his bodyguard, so he doesn't do that too often, or you don't catch him too often doing that. But he's programmed to stay within the house. But there are multiple ways that you could get him if you're changing outfits and stuff, like the doctor. You could take him out with the cigarettes or his machine. With the realtor guy, you can lead him kind of down to this one room here where they have like this room where you can trap him in, take him out that way. But like if you're going for like Silent Assassin, it can be a little tricky, but can be doable. I've done it, but it's hard. I know that people just like do it Silent Assassin like that, but I'm like not one of those players, right? I did eventually do them, but about difficulty was I think you're good if you're into disguises. There's lots of ways to run and get like hide yourself in case things go airy in the house. Maybe a little harder because you got all these guards after you. But overall, I like Littleton for its openness and lots of different ways that you can dispatch your targets. So that's gonna be a top one for me. Sapienza. Um, I have to look at that one there. That one's the first. Where are we going here? Blah, 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 blah. This is those are contracts. Patient zero. Okay, so that's the one where, right, that's the one that you have to take out the two targets, the woman and the guy, and then you have to go to the lab and you have to get rid of the virus. Um, hmm, I'm putting that in a job done okay. The map is all right. Um, difficulty again, it really depends on what you're going for, silent assassin or normal. I don't think it's super difficult per se. There are like different ways to dispatch the two main targets in the main mission mode. But the lab itself, I get tired of doing that part. Like once I take the two targets out, I the lab area is like there's not a lot you can really do. You can go down there with like a if you have a silent sniper rifle, you can take out the virus with one shot if you're good at a certain spot, which I have done. Because it gets through the glass shield and then it gets through the container and then it hits that whether rather than dressing up as a lab technician and going in and doing all that. But it's a pain in the ass because of the library where unless you're doing like a sound assassin run, you have to dress up as a lab or a technician, get into the quarantined area and take the fire south through means of computers and stuff. And the area is swarming with guards and lab technicians that, potentially can see through your disguise. It's not impossible to do, but in order, if you're going to do the way of going into the quarantine area, you do have to wear a suit. If they took the lab area out with just the two targets, I think that the mission would be a lot faster and your time would be cut in half virtually. I'm not a fan of the lab area. Other than that, I do like, the simple level itself. You can, with the guy, you can poison his food. You can trick him into, what is it, his grandmother, like spooking him out and then leading him into the room where his grandma used to be and taking him out that way. With the woman, you could dress up like the suave, uh, was he a tennis player and lure the woman into the area and take her out that way, getting the key card for the lab. You could get to one area in the attic where you can take a canister and drop it down the fireplace and boom, it'll make her explode. Like there's various ways of taking out the two targets, which is cool. It's just the lab part makes me put it down to a job done okay. It's not a terrible level. It's a good level. Just I wish that the lab part would be X'd out. You could do that obviously with doing your own contracts and kind of doing multiple targets that way, which skips out on the lab. Um, but yeah, okay. This one's Sanford. That one there. I believe. There's targets. Oh, what one was that? I think that was the. Uh, just want to make sure I got this mission right. That the names here. Okay, so this one. Machine Pier. That's the one with. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's the one with the cartel woman, the drug guy, and the manor, I believe. Let me just double check on these slides. So, it is okay. Three-headed sermon. Right. I want to be sure. Okay. So that's the one with three areas. You got the drug plant area, you got the manor, and you got the compound with the woman. Okay. Um, I'm gonna put that in Trapsmith. I like the three area aspect of this map. There are multiple ways you could take out the targets there. One of the humorous ways is if you dress up like a band member, you get all three band members together, and you dress up as the one of them. And you loosen up the statue kind of like above where the band is playing, and you can like topple it onto the one of the targets. That's fun. It's funny with 47 kind of singing music or guitar music and stuff. Um, Difficulty wise, this one can be tricky because um, unless you're doing with the drug area with without the hippie costume, getting towards that target it'll be a little tricky because it is well guarded with workers all around. You can use the plants as your advantage to kind of get around that area, but it's difficult to pick a moment to take out the target. So whenever there's an opening, you go for it. Um, the best way to take out that drug guy is the hippie method. That's probably the easiest, but remember to like lose all your stuff because you will get frisked. So if you have any weapons upon you other than what you're supposed to have going that way, um, I recommend getting like a lethal drug rather than a knockout one. But should you put that bus together with glue, for those know what I'm talking about, make sure that you use a lethal one. If you do use a aminic or sort of sickening drug, he will walk from that event over to the shaft where nobody's around. You could push him down the shaft. So, but if you're not using the hippie method there, that guy is a little bit of a pain to take out. The guy in the mansion isn't so bad. You just have to like. There's enough room where you even for a silent assassin run, you could get around and get to hit the room where he frequents and take him out that way. There will be one guard in there, so just be wary of that. It was really cool taking him out with the tattoo method where you dress him like the tattoo guy and then you jam the tattoo needle in his head. I always find that takeout amusing. Um, the woman isn't as difficult. You can use the room to electrocute her. You can set it up with a letter where she'll go out in the one part of the balcony and you can push her over. Um, I think the hardest is like the old man from all the areas, to be honest. So difficulty, you'll have to put up with a lot of security for the two guys. Um, there is security where the woman is, but it's easily moved around in there because it is a smaller kind of area. But it's a cool level. It doesn't go up to Silent Assassin because like there's while it's an open area and there's multiple ways of dealing with things. Um, I don't know. The replayability may get a little stale unless you're doing a contract, at least for me. Um, where Whittleton, I like that suburban map area a little more. But overall, Santa Fortuna or Tina, whatever, is a decent map, and that's why it's going to Trapsmith. Okay, so we got that last level, which is the Romania. Okay. Um, I gotta put this on Dead 47. I like the train aspect and that final level in Hitman 3, like ending off the storyline, like it makes sense. But for a level, it's very point A to point B. Um, Even making like a map out of it, it I wouldn't use it. I don't actually think you can. I don't think that's one of the choices you're allowed, but I'm just saying if you could, it wouldn't be a good level to use. The I like how you can like sneak out on the side and go on top of the train and everything, but it's more of a cinematic level than an actual Hitman level. It is good for the storyline and finishes off pretty cool. But as for a level itself for replayability, it's not really that good. You have to hide, you have to wait for your opportunity to get through the entire train going through all these bad guys. The difficulty is can be because you start off with nothing. You don't get anything, and you have to pick things up along the way. And then eventually, if you're playing the mission mode of it, you get to a choice on whether or not you take out the last guy or you don't take out the last guy. So there's two different type of endings there. But it's not a level that I play a lot, uh, unless I'm feeling like I want to finish the story again. But yeah, it's one of the less levels for me. Paris, I play the hell out of. Even though I've played, it's the like really the first big mission you get in Hitman One to start things off. I like how it's open like Whittleton, like you're at this fashion show and there's like a big giant building and there's three different floors, including an attic, attic area. And I love the fact that you can bring down the entire catwalk down on everybody. Like that's pretty epic there. It is actually an achievement challenge, I believe, that is available for Hitman One. Um, Dressing up like a fashion guru, I guess. And meeting one of the targets in the room there, and being able to take her out that way is cool. You can use the invitation you get to head up to the third floor and figure out how to take out the target there. And then there's the guy. Multiple ways you can take him out: the speaker, with the catwalk, taking the whole catwalk down, poisoning him, um, pushing him over the side. But that's a little bit more difficult than the others. But there's multiple ways. In fact, like you can like set up a fireworks show where both of them come out, and you can take the top target out, falls and lands on the bottom one. That's a little trickier, but I've done it. But it's a cool level. The difficulty isn't too bad. It's there. You could just I've done Silent Assassin on it a couple times, different ways, but most of that's been poison. But yeah, it's a cool level, solid level. I like it a lot. New York, that's the bank one. Um, eh, Putting in a trapsmith. The bank is difficulty can be a little bit hard because it's a bank. You're gonna have guards and everything. So unless you saw an assassin running through there, I mean, people have done it, I'm sure, but it's difficult to do without being spotted. You're gonna have cameras, you're gonna have guards, and getting into the vault areas is tricky as hell without being spotted if you're not using uniforms. There are different ways to take out the target there. Yeah, there's only one target in this one. It's the woman on top, right, right. I like the way that you can like undo the clock a bit and then she falls through, but that's a little more tricky to pull that off, but it's still cool when you do it. Um, I personally like, sneaking into her invisible room there, or secret room, and kind of like wait until she gets in there with a guard, come up, take the guard out, and take her out. Um, that's one of my favorite tactics there. But the bank there, you have to be tricky. You have to have disguises. I mean, obviously, we're doing silent assassin. You'll have to figure it out. But it is cool where you can gas the one security room and get like the key cards and all that, and get into the bank that way and shut down the security system. But it's a solid level. It's not too big. It's not as open as other levels, but it's solid enough where you can have a good time playing through that. Which one is that? That Dubai? No, I don't think so. Uh, Mumbai. It's Mumbai. Okay. Mumbai. So this one here in Mumbai, you have to take out the actor, the queen woman, and the maelstrom. But the maelstrom, you have to find him first, locate him, and then find a way to take him out. Um, I gotta put that in Trapsmith. It's an open map. Difficulty can be a challenge, especially when trying to find the maelstrom NPC, and you got like agents that can see through your disguises if you're wearing any. Doing this silent assassin will be tricky. I have not done it yet. It's very hard for me, at least. I think taking out the actor is probably the easiest target to do because you can do it multiple ways. My favorite is the fan. When you turn this gigantic fan off and you sabotage and mess with it, you blow him right off the roof, which is absolutely hilarious to see the ragdoll effect of the character, right? Um, Once you have the maelstrom, the best way of taking them out is you disguise yourself as a barber. You choose them to kind of come in for a haircut and take them out that way. But you have to get into that area and get the barber disguise. Um, as far as I think the queen woman target in this one's a lot harder. I mean, you can do dress up like a rug fashion guy. I can't remember what it is, and you get in there and show her, and kind of like you will tailor her, and you get her in the train where she's set up, and you have her in that room, and you can take her out that way. I don't think there are any guards or anyone around when you can do that. But don't quote me on that. I think there might be some of one of her servants outside the door or something. So you have to be careful with that. But there is another way that you could possibly do that if you get a good enough disguise and sneak around. There's a upper section there where you could climb to the scaffolding area, and she walks around a little bit, and if you get a good enough, well enough hidden target, you could take her out from the top, which I've done in one of my Hitman videos. Um, but it is a cool level. The only reason it's not Silent Assassins is because it can be a tad tricky to get around in the and having to spot the maelstrom takes a bit of time. So, eh, you know, in order to get like a picture you of the maelstrom, you actually have to sneak down to this like crows gang, this underground area in the sewer, and you have to like get a photo of them. So, yeah. Mendoza. Mendoza. Which one is that? Move myself here. No, damn it. Oh, it's closed that. Mendoza. Is that the. think Mendoza is like the second last mission. Yeah, it is. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So that one's the party where Diana's attending. Yeah. That one there, you have to watch out for like spotters, sniper guys, and then it's like a sort of an open area. Not really a fan of that one. Um, there's lots of room in it. I do like where you can like lure a target into the crusher. That one's fun. Um, there are multiple ways of taking the target out, but like it's a level that's kind of meh for me. There's a lot of guards, a lot of people. There's like the secret area through, I believe, the keg and stuff like that, but kind of a level that I'm kind of meh on. Um, yeah, other than the area where you can crush people or cause flood, it's not really a mission that I play too often. I'd rather play Sapienza over that one. And uh, it never happened to me, but if you Diana happens to get killed, the game ends. Um, so yeah, it's just not a level I remember fondly of. Miami. Miami is going to be a sound assassin level. I love it because it's like you got the race going on, and you could take out the female racer so many different ways. You can blow her car up. Um, you can mess up her race by disqualifying her. You can have her win a race and then go see a doctor's checkup and take her out that way. You can lead her down in a mascot costume and push her down the hole, I believe it was. Like there are different ways for her, and then the other target is like this race car guru guy that you could like have him look at an engine of a car and blow up. You can have him targeted by his own robots that he's got manufactured, have them shoot him, which is funny, which I did in one of my videos. Like, there's multiple ways of taking out both targets. It's a fun level. It's got a lot. It's a big area, lots of walls you can hop over and sneak around and grab stuff, and it's fun. It's just absolutely fun of a level. Um, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's there's like a part where you can dress up like a general dude. Like it's got a lot of really cool elements to that level. So, Marrakesh. Marrakesh is the one where you have to take out the guy in the building and then the general guy. Yes, it's got the underground security area and compound. Hmm. That one I'm gonna put in a job done okay. I find that the more I play Marrakesh, the least I'm favored to play it more often. Um, Taking out the general, it's got multiple ways of doing it, but it's really up to your imagination. You can take them out in one section with the washroom. You can. It's very hard, but I've done it. You could push a toilet on him on his head. Uh, My favorite is probably dressing up like the hostage guy he has and then taking him out that way. Um, but difficulty wise, it's a little pain because you got so many guards and stuff, especially if you're going for the target into the building with the massage area and lots of kind of office areas and stuff. It's not really that open any areas because you got a lot of guards to contend with. If you're doing silent assassin, it even brings the difficulty a lot more difficult. But if you're able to kind of get around that, and there is one NPC you could take out where you can get a key that grants you access to certain doors to get into the military compound area, which helps since if you don't have a lockpick. Um, but it's kind of a so-so level. Like sometimes I'll play it, sometimes I won't. So, which one's this? Island of Seagal. Seagal. That one's the that one's the castle with like the Illuminati with the main bad guy, and then you got two targets. Is it two targets? Let's see. Um, Masquerade guy. Oh, come on, ads. That's I'm just trying to remember the targets and know what level it is, but oh, okay. Looking at the elusive targets, that's why. Okay, okay. So, of Segale, Sai. Um, I like the castle. Lots of areas you can sneak around in. Um, you do have to watch running into the main bad guy throughout the whole level, which is a pain. Trying to do a silent assassin, even more of a pain. They did have the elusive target, the UFC fighter McGregor, I believe. I didn't, I tried it, but fumbled it horribly, so I wasn't able to play it again. But interesting. But the main mission there, you got to take out the two targets. I mean, there's multiple ways of doing it. Probably the coolest way is to get into the meeting room with all the Illuminati guys sitting around, disguised, of course. But it's not a level I play too often. Too many guards. Difficulty is high. Um, I do like the whole Wicker Man thing where you can do that to one of the targets if you get the reference. Uh, that's interesting to do that challenge. Overall, it's all right. That one there, I believe, I think is. Uh, it's the ICA map, right? Yeah. Okay. ICA. So this is a combination of two levels where you have the training mission where you do like the boat with the target on it, and they're training teaching you the basics of the game. And then you have the hangar area where you have to like take out the one target and however you can. They're boring. I play them the odd time just to change things up. They're ultimately boring. Small area, not there's not a lot of multiple ways you can take targets out. More interesting way for the bolt one is you like blow up the canister onto the guy, and then for the hanger, you pretty much like get the target to pull the ejector seat in the plane, and he shoots up into the sky and flies away. But other than that, it's just mundane levels, not big enough, not enough like where you could use your imagination. I find, and difficulty is really not. Uh, the guards are there, but they're spread out. So you can a silent assassinate you can definitely do. Um, so Kaido, Kaido. Uh, it's not my favorite, I can tell you that. I'm not putting it in Dead 47 only because there's like multiple ways you could take targets out in that one, but the difficulty is high because there's a lot of sentries in there, guards and everything. You have like the medical area that's like two floors, and there's lots of guards in there that can see through you, even though you have a security outfit on. Getting to the target and trying to sabotage the operation, all that is a pain. There's an easier way to do that and getting rid of the target, which saves you a lot of time. Is if you can get to where the heart's stashed and you grab it and you rip it out and throw it away. Um, and then trying to get the woman that smokes. I mean, I've pushed her over the side and stuff, but the easiest way is to poison her sushi and she falls. But it doesn't. There's a lot of ways you could do the targets in, but I find the level is just such a pain to get through where you have to pick your moment to act or plan. You really have to plan what you're going to do within there. And for Silent Assassin, I have not done it because it's just so damn hard for me. That's why it's going unspotted. That's why I didn't put it in Dead 47 because it's like it's teetering on like not because the level design's bad and stuff. It's just the difficulty just really drags that down for me for a level. Where Dead 47, that level's just one point A to point B, and there's no real imagination you can do with that. But at least with a Kaido, you have opportunity. But it's definitely not a level that I care for. I do like when you unlock the ninja outfit with the katana. Okay, I could have a little bit more fun with that because it's a ninja. I mean, come on. Ninja with the katana, but like you still have to be so careful through that level because it's full of guards. So that's where it's going. What's this next one here? I think that's Hawks Bay. That's going in the bottom. Hawks Bay being I believe it was Hitman 2. Hitman 2. Yeah. Um, Single house. There's no guards. You run up to the house, you get in there, and then after an event, guards show up, and you got to take out the one target and get away. It's boring. It doesn't leave a lot of imagination. There is a secret room that you could like get in there, grab all the guns and stuff, and shoot your way out. I mean, that's option, but Silent Assassin maybe. It's really one track way of doing it. Once the person comes in, you find a way to get that target by themselves without being spotted, take them out, and then get out of there and distract the guards by the boat, which is about three of them. They run the other way, and you run to the boat and take off without being shot at, and then you can get the silent assassin. But as a level, it sucks because it's only again point A, point B type of deal. You get in, get out. So it's not a great level. Um, Haven Island. I like that one. So that one there, Heaven Island, is where it's a tropical beach, and you got targets you have to take out, which are the woman and the guy in the compound, I guess you call it. There's a underground area. It's cool. Like it's open enough where you can use your imagination to go about doing stuff. Like the one target, you can put a bomb in their jet ski, and then he goes riding around, and then blows up, which is always funny. Um, the woman there, you can like there's multiple ways, but I always like it's steal a USB stick or something for her, and then you set up a meeting where you give it to her, and then you can like take her out in the room when she's alone. But there are multiple different ways of taking these targets out. You just kind of got to study them if you haven't played the level before, but it's fun. It's a fun island area to mess with. Um, yeah, I like it a lot. It's a little smaller, I guess, in the terms of scope of like the Paris and Miami, I guess, a little bit, but it has enough there where it's fun. The difficulty isn't too bad. I wouldn't call it hard. So even for you're doing a silent assassin run, the guards are pretty spread out again in there. It's more openish. I think you'll have a little bit of trouble in the building with the dude, but other than that, you're it's pretty good. All right, Dubai. Hmm. I'm gonna put that job done okay. It's the first mission in Hitman 2, right? I believe it's Hitman 2. Or Hitman 3, no, it's Hitman 3. Right. It is Hitman 3. I like the levels, like you're in the tallest building there, and you go in, you sneak in, and it's a large building. Lots to do, lots of ways to kind of do your shenanigans, lots of ways to take out the targets. It's okay. Um, its difficulty can be mid. Silent Assassin, I haven't done that yet. If I tried hard enough, I probably could. Um, Probably the one of my favorite ways to take them out is you mess around with the parachutes, and when they go to jump off from the emergency, they go. Or where I can't remember which target it is, but you get him out on the you know he wants to see how good you are with throwing weapons, and you grab these knives, and these things are going back and forth, and you nail them all with the targeting, and then you take them out from behind. I mean, that's fun. So it's an R8 level. I don't play it too often. Um, it's just kind of one of those levels that it's like it has cool stuff, but it's just not my top level of levels for me. Yeah, difficulty. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too bad. So Dartmoor, the Manor. That one's a job done okay. I like the murder mystery aspect of it. If you go along with that challenge where you dress up like a detective and you're investigating the murder inside, and you use your camera a little bit. You're kind of feeling like Batman a little bit, and you use methods to get to the safe and get the information and take out the one target. Multiple ways of doing it, but it feels a little bit like Hawks Bay, where it's better than Hawks Bay, but it's one location. You really have one target in there. It's probably better if you do like make a contract with this level. I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. Um, to make it more exciting, I mean, you could set up where you're the photographer, and I believe electrocute the whole family on that one. I did it once. I think you get them all. Um, I've done the detective storyline for that part multiple times because it's the easiest way to get to the target and stuff like that. Silent Assassin, it isn't too bad. I have done it. Um, difficulty is as long as yeah, you just watch the guard patterns, you should be fine to pull that off. Um, the trick is getting to the safe and getting the information you need, but beyond that, it's yeah. Um, I've done multiple ways on the target. I've dropped a chandelier on her, pushed her over the side, shot her, electrocuted her. Uh, yeah, those are the main ones. So yeah, Colorado. That one's tough. That one's with the four targets, with a heavily armed area. I'm gonna put that in Trapsmith. Now, the difficulty. This is one of those levels that's very difficult because it has multiple guards in it. Silent Assassin run is difficult but doable. As long as you have um, lockpick, poisons, and a good aim. Okay, so let me run through. This is how I did it. Um, you poison in the greenhouse, poison. You get the schizophrenic target all riled up, and then you poison his cigarettes, and then he kind of goes to barf in the one area in there, and you follow him in and take him out that way. And uh, the guy who's torturing the guy in the basement, he has that shack in there, and so there's two guards there, and then you take both guards out and you hide them, and then you wait for him to walk into that shack and take him out that way. And then the woman, you basically shoot the hay above the barn when she walks out, and it lands right on her. Or I've actually done this where I'm a mechanic. I get her to come over from distraction, and she's under the car, and then I hit the button and the car comes down on her, which is funny as hell. Um, but that's some ways of doing Silent Assassin, so it is possible, but it is a difficult level because it's lots of guards. You have to watch it. You have to watch for ones that can see through your stuff, through your outfit. You have to have different outfits for specific areas that you're not allowed in specific areas. The other one is I've only done it once, but there's a scarecrow in the level, and you dress up like a scarecrow, and then you have to hit go up the tower and hit three or four bells that you have to spot in the level with a silent pistol, I hope. And then you go to get the scarecrow outfit and then dress up in it, and everywhere you walk, guys set on fire. It's weird, but it's like a Halloween thing they added in one update. long while ago. But I like it. It's not top tier level, but it's definitely secondary. Multiple ways that you could take the targets out. Once again, it's a sizable map, but it's difficult in terms of like one of those ones that's just like you just have to watch what you're doing. Lots of eyes around you. You just got to be aware of your surroundings. So Berlin, I love Berlin. The club scene, being in the club is you're trying to take out all these agents there. It's just a straightforward mission where you take four or five of them out, and then like the rest run away. But you can take them out because they run out at a certain spot, and you can take them all down to get all 11 of them. It's fun. It's a fun map. Um, Lots of things you can do. Lots of ways you can take your targets out. Lots of shenanigans you can do. You can push one target over the side. You can drop I think it's a cylinder thing right on top of one target. Um, it's got lots of ways that you can do traps and stuff for those targets. It's really cool level. I mean, plus like I love that club theme they have going on in there. It sets like the mood and stuff like a John Wick scene in a movie, right? Oh, what's oh this is the Japan or not Japan the Shang Queen level. Where I want to put that. Mm, Not a fan of it. So this is the one. Let me have a look here quickly. So I have to take out yeah three targets, right? That's the one with the three targets. It's in you got like the underground sort of area. You got the one target that's like using electric. He's electric. You can have him shock you in one challenge, and you have to survive it. And you can overload his brain or some that thing. Um, I don't play the level that often. Um, Near the end, where you have to like escape, and you got to have a firefight with like these guys coming out, or hopefully you're good enough to sneak out. I hate that part. It's annoying part of the level. Um, Having a you basically if you haven't armored yourself up with a firefight, then you got to sneak your way out. Otherwise, you're just gonna get killed. Um, I just don't care for the level design. I don't like. It's cool to have areas you can go upstairs and all that stuff, but it feels limited in a lot of the areas of the level. Some are more open than others. You have like these drones that can spot you on like the rooftops in one level, and you have to shoot them down or not be spotted. It's a pain in the ass level. Not a fan of it. It's not in Dead 47 because there are elements that are interesting, but it's definitely not a level that I care to play a lot of. All right, we go to Bangkok. Yeah, that's gonna go on the top, man. Fun level. You're in a hotel. You got the singer to take out. You got the lawyer guy to take out. Multiple different paths you can do to take them out. I don't know how many times I blew up the lawyer guy from the tuk tuk machine by sabotaging it with that event, or the singer I pushed over the side a couple times. I blew up the birthday cake. I got him sick and took him out. That's fun. It's just it may not be like a huge open area like some of the other levels, but it's got like the floors and all. And then if you manage to get hold of the key card where you can get through any room, that's always a bonus to have. Yeah, so many different ways of taking targets out. Difficulty isn't too bad. Silent Assassin may be a little more challenging, and you'll have to like move around a little bit more. Um, I've almost done it a couple times, but haven't fully done the Silent Assassin way. I just screw up at like one or two parts, and then I'm like, ugh, you know. But it is what it is. But Bangkok, I like that level. I've done it lots of times. Uh, Different ways I try and do things, but yeah, it's really cool level. Um, Final one there is the Ambrose Island. That's right. Okay, Ambrose Island. Hmm. That's where you have to take out like the uplink of this machine, and you have to take out one dude on one end and the woman on the other end. I'll put it in spotted. It's an okay map, but it's like because I played it like in one of my videos recently, and it feels constricted in some areas, like moving around and everything. You have to pick your moments on when you're going to take the target out. Silent Assassin, I haven't done it. Um, the part that's annoying is this caveat thing of where you have to take out the uplink there by either getting these like link cell things or you dismantle the machine, which is a lot harder because you got guards all around it. It's a pain in the ass. I'd rather have just the two targets and be done with it. Sometimes I don't. It's like the lab, uh, and the other level where it's like if they took that out, it'd be a lot more fun and simple, and it would cut time down instead of wasting time trying to get rid of a device. So it's not a level I play a lot of. That's where I'm going to put it in spotted, and that's my tier ranking for the Hitman games. One, two, well, overall, one big Hitman game. And my ranking system for all of them. For Ambrose Island, the difficulty in that can be a little bit, but not overly. So I hope you enjoyed this tier list that I presented to you. A little rough beginning because I had to remember what some of the targets are and what the level was. But hey, we got through it. There we go. So hope you enjoy the tier list today.